Alright, we're at over 180. Anyway, we'll cut that off and we'll let it sit there for a good 10 minutes and then just let it cool down. Leave it in the water for the clock whenever I first started, but I know it's been an extremely hot water for a good 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to cut it off and let it come on down to room temperature and just let it sit in the water for a couple hours. It's been here long enough now that it's cooled down enough that I can put my hand in there, which has been right at an hour. All right, we're going to take it out and to the garage and let it just air dry. Put the crosshatch lines in the towel. It is 10:25 right now, so it's been drying not even an hour. But it's going to go east to west, north to south, basically tic-tac-toe pattern. Put down masking tape really good. If anything pulls off, then we know that either the silane failed due to the very hot water or the fluoropolymer failed itself. So I don't know how well these will show up on camera, but I am putting as much as I can strength into this. And I haven't done this before I put it on camera, so if it fails, we'll know that I need to keep looking, right? For a better product. Alright, I can't see the camera, so I'm hoping all of that was not in vain. So basically we got a ton of these scratches in here. And then we will put the masking tape right over that. Make sure it's down really good. And whenever I pull this up, there may be some little residue on the back of the tape from where I had cut into the surface. But that's okay. I mean, we just really kind of hit this thing with everything. But if we have little specks on the back of the tape, that's okay. We just don't want to see any squares pull up. So let's go for it. And one little dot, like I said, where I cut into the towel, but no squares at all pulled up, and I'm hoping that that shows on the camera. I mean, I cut them into the very best that I could. And what would be so cool is even if something like this happened to your tub, this can actually be fixed. This is no big deal. 220 on that. Put a little bit of I'm tired, I can't even think. Put a little bit of catalyst into this, and then basically, which will flash dry in no time at all. 220 again on it. A grin. We can be grinning while we do it, that's fine. And then just put one more layer over that, and then use a meltdown blending agent, and it'll melt it down, and it'll match the same gloss and everything. So it's not like that would be a disaster. I might even do that tomorrow. Might be something good to do for video. I just hope that shows on there. Let me see if I can. From what I can see of the camera, it looks like it's showing good, but no squares are missing. Hey guys, all right, we got a piece of towel that's been shot. This side here, which is from here down, has been bonded with the silane coupling agent, which is the bonding solution, excuse me, that we use for porcelain, fiberglass, acrylic, any type of bathtub or basically shower pan type surface. These are both shot with the liquid porcelain enamel with a fluoropolymer crosslink, both sides. I'm trying to see, I messed myself up. I try to hurry because I'm afraid, number one, that my dog's going to drive me crazy, but I'm afraid that it's going to end up cutting my video off right at the important part, right? But I want you to see, you can see where this silane is at here. I want you to look how easy this just comes up. Until I get to the silane, I want you to look at this. I mean, you get to that silane and it is just locked. And that's just the edge of it. Same thing here. I mean, it is locked on, but you see how easy without the silane, it just peels up. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you're doing the system correctly. It's a synergistic effect. And the way I do it is I use the silane, which is a chemical bonding agent, put down 2 more coats of an epoxy bonding agent, and then anywhere between 4 to 5 coats of this top agent here. Now what's on just right here, I was just testing it for the silane and the top coat. So there is no 2 additional coats on here on either one of these. I don't know if these cross hatches, basically cutting a tic-tac-toe pattern in the tile, I don't know if those cross hatches are showing up on the camera. That's my new little lab hound mix. His daddy's out in the garage and he don't like it. So anyway, what we want to do to test that, basically there's a ton of, in between the tic-tac-toe pattern, there's going to be squares. And we're wanting to check for adhesion. So we use this, make sure it's down really, really good. And then whenever we pull this tape up, we do not want to see any squares come up with the tape. So you don't want to see it basically peel like this did right here. The only thing you're going to see on the back of that tape is a couple of little areas where I cut with the razor blade. Perfectly fine. But we have no squares missing. This is where I had chipped it earlier, just trying to do it with the blade. But anytime you can get it to bond like this, you're absolutely a-okay. You can't tell the difference between this and this as a customer. I know the difference because I had the line drawn and we had the adhesion. But even though that looks good like that, I mean, we're just able to peel it right up. But we can go to the corner here and you can see an even better example. You see how that's just peeling up. Although it looked the same. So to the customer, it's going to look the same, but it matters what's done in prep work. And so many times we think of prep work as being sanding and all that. You're not going to sand porcelain. Porcelain is like glass. Better get in there to that dog. I'm going to be painting the door before long.